Good afternoon to you all. I appreciate your time. So I'm João, JP for the team, and I'm a head of R&D and operations in N-Drive.
I'm Jens, working at Eniro, being responsible for the business development within local search and walking with throughout the whole way.
So I hope our session is interesting. We are not here to sell anything. We will be talking about our partnership. And well, the session is about exactly that, leveraging partnerships. So I have this. We'll try to answer 3 simple questions. The answer may not be simple, but I want to exactly show you what do we do and what did we do with Eniro, and why does it matter to you, and especially to local search and media companies, and how to leverage these partnerships with local search companies through new products and business models. So, what do we do? Actually, N-Drive, and very briefly, is a Portuguese company, 100% focused on a very single product. We do navigation for several years, just like my mate yesterday from NavMe. We belong to the Street Group doing that worldwide, on a worldwide scale. And it's a highly specialized team of 50, so fairly small. But actually, we consider ourselves as a startup. So our modus operandi is actually like a startup company. Now, the main difference is that we don't need funding. We would like, but we don't need. We are profitable. And we have a solution that, as you will see, is able to be scaled among your companies. It was already scaled, so it's not something that we intend to do. It's something that we already did with success. Now, we provide a state-of-the-art navigation software, and I'm not going to enter details. Within 1 or 2 years, it doesn't matter if it takes you from point A to point B. The main question will be what services and what features will create more stickiness and will attract users to use it. We started many years ago. We partnered with manufacturers, for example. So we deployed solutions preloaded in HTC phones in Taiwan, not only fully localized, but fully adapted to a local reality, okay, which is not the same as deploying a global solution that could be used by everyone. We also deployed with LG, with Samsung, and we had partnerships with carriers, I would say mainly in South America. And 3 years ago, we started partnering with local search companies, and that's why you see a few logos there. Now, historically, we have a presence in over 80 countries, and currently, we are serving more than 50 million users, which is a lot. And essentially, there is a big difference, because we don't do one product that fits all. We have a clear B2B2C strategy, although in a few small cases, we have a B2C approach. But actually, we tailored our product to the market which we'll be launching. So why does it matter? That's the interesting $1 million question. Well, we have nowadays more than 2 billion smartphones. You heard these numbers yesterday. And it really matters, because not only the traffic is shifting from the computer that you are using right now, some of you, towards the mobile, but also the kind of usage you have on the mobile, it's rather different than the one you traditionally have on your computer. Also, specifically talking about maps, location services, and navigation, it happens that it's really a high demand category. It may not seem so, but if you look at these 2 tables, it gives you a picture. So last year, the predictions were that we would have 1.3 billion smartphones shipped worldwide, And actually, it was not far from that. So it's huge, although the growth is declining a little bit, but we are still talking about a lot of devices out there. And also, if you take a look to the top companies in terms of downloads and revenue in both iOS Store and Google Play, you'll see two things. On the right side, by revenue, you have Garmin and TomTom, so it rings the bell. Although your devices have mapping and navigation capabilities just out of the box, so when you open it, you have Google Maps and you have iOS Maps, the real question is, why do people still install navigation applications from other providers? Well, that's interesting, because they do. And if you take a look to the left side, you will see that the most downloaded applications come from companies, and some of these companies, you may know, some of them you don't, they have mapping and navigation services. Take the example of Baidu in China, which is a good case. Also Tencent, which is a company providing QQ messaging service, but not only that. They have location-based services, they have maps. So it's really a high-demand category. Now, what happens is the following. Our business is divided in two sectors, let's say. We have an automotive approach, and we have a mobile approach. But our mobile approach, from the very beginning, was the one that we decided to go further. So we were one of the first to deploy in the stores, and it was important. But then we realized that navigation started to be a commodity. Maps started to be a commodity. And people were less and less willing to pay for a navigation solution. So it came out to our mind that we should build not one solution that fits all, but a solution that could be distributed for free with premium content, not exactly with, at the very beginning, with crowdsourced maps, but with premium content. The very same that you would see if you buy a premium solution and pay, I don't know, 40 bucks, 50 bucks. Another interesting thing is that we considered that it was really important to build a solution that was absolutely hyperlocal. Because although, for example, Google Maps does it well, okay, it has a global assumption that it will fit the needs in every market. And it's not like that. Take the example of the usage of Google Maps in Taiwan or even in Japan, etc., is very low, and one of the reasons is exactly that. It's not tailor-made for those markets. Now, another thing that we thought was, why not to partner with strong regional and local brands and bring this brand awareness to the product, okay? Along with the brand, we could also try to integrate local services that would matter. And besides that, we decided that we would give the first steps in terms of integrating location-based advertising, local search, for example, and also try to get some revenue through in-app purchases. So things that you buy inside the application, either services, new maps, etc. So we started back in 2012, and we partnered with the largest carrier in Portugal. So it was a test environment good for us because we were Portuguese, and because it was a reality that we knew very well. So we partnered with Portugal Telecom, and we launched a product called Meo Drive. Okay? As the name says, it was actually and essentially a mapping navigator branded with a carrier brand, including a few of their services. Plus, we also integrated the largest database at that time of business listings from Portuguese Yellow Pages. And after 1 year, we were quite surprised of what happened. And what happened is that within 1 year, we acquired so many users that we were absolutely surprised. Now, the second part would be how to monetize them, and that's the tricky part. It was not only a question about downloads or getting some stickiness, was how to make money out of it, okay? That was really, really a challenge for us. Now, one thing, and this is just a joke, because actually if you don't build a local solution, and if you have one solution that fits all, you may end up with something like this, and I'm pretty sure that I will skip the egg salad right now. It doesn't sound good. So nowadays, with Portugal Telecom and this solution that we are reaching 1.3 million active users in a market which has more or less between 2.5 and 3 million smartphones. So it's such a penetration that we had never seen before. And it was actually, and it is still now, the most downloaded application ever in the app stores. So with these numbers and figures in mind, we thought that it was most probably a good idea to try these approaches in other regions and other geographies. And the best candidates to do that was actually, at that time called, Yellow Pages companies. I know that nowadays you don't like the name Yellow Pages companies because they are really pretty much attached to the paper business that you had before. But actually, it made sense. So we approached Solocal Group, and Solocal Group had a subsidiary company called Mappy that was a company known for local search and maps in France. So what we deployed with them was a completely customized solution with their own brand, fitted for the market, with local search and ranking integration within the search, also with a complete detail of the business listings and the POIs inside. So in a way that they were having full control of what was shown to the user. So the rankings were not, let's say, manipulated by us. The rankings were actually driven by the business, okay? And what we proposed was something very simple. Let's launch this freemium application, try to see what is the attraction and the stickiness, and we acquired 1 million users on the first year, even before monetization. So nowadays we have over 4 million users. So it was a very good start, let's say, and we saw a new opportunity for a new revenue stream for local search companies. With this in mind, because we think that mapping and navigation solutions, they drive the business to the door. And that's the whole point of it. Of course, you can integrate more services into it, like location-based advertising. That's something we started to do also, etc. But it created a new way of interacting with the users and exposing the advertisers' database to the users that we're getting from the application. After this success, we tried to actually talk with more local search companies and to replicate a little bit the model. Because one thing that it's important to mention is that this is a pure success sharing model. So we are not charging anything. What we ask at the very beginning is commitment. We use the sales capability, and in Solocal Group is huge, the sales capability, the sales force to drive more business and a new revenue stream, and it actually works. So with this in mind, we partnered with Eniro. And actually,
Thank you, João. Yes. Of course, the biggest question is, why does it matter? And the simple answer is because we want to make more money. That's why it matters for Eniro, of course. But we are not a navigation company. We are an aggregator of information, as all local search sites are. We want to distribute that information. And we succeed with that quite well. I mean, having 8 million users every week, a frequency of over 2 visits per user, having 7 million company searches. We have a unique database with 22 million products. So if you want to search for Adidas sneakers or a new iPhone or the next desktop computer or laptop, you can search on that. Of course, it makes sense to extend that to all channels. And we heard all about it. Mobile is growing. Mobile is here. That's very old news. So we need to accelerate on that. We have 30% of our traffic on mobile. We have about 13% of our revenues on mobile, which is 3% higher than print. So mobile is, of course, one important cornerstone of our business. So what we saw as a possibility is like overcome the old style, I need to navigate to an address. What is interesting is you don't want to visit an address, right? You want to visit a person. You want to visit a company. Or you want to visit the company selling the product. And that's where we could accelerate that. Let's see if this works. Yes. So as I said, we are a company having information mainly. And NDrive had the navigation device. So we put the two best sites together. And I think we're not the only one. I mean, all the big ones are doing that. They are actually buying each other. We are partnering instead. But it's very interesting. And like what we've done here is like a very short project, a very fast project. We launched at the 30th of March last year.
How long did it take you?
3 months.
That's great.
And the good thing was it took like 3 months not only to launch one market and one system and see what's happening. No, we launched completely in all markets, which is Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Poland, which is actually 5 brands with 2 operating systems. That was really good work. And that's how partnership should work. Product-wise, we launched as well. We started with classical products. You know them all. We launched with a little bit better ranking that our advertisers can buy, so they are coming higher up, not only on hotels and restaurants, but shoemakers are the same relevant, and we see also the searches, same relevant on a broad area of categories. We have visual effects, of course, that we sell, and then we have different packages depending on the customer itself. This is just a start. This is the start from 1st of April kickoff. And we are looking into like a lot of location-based services as well as Huawei was into. Promotion-wise, how do you get the app into the market? And there, of course, it's good to have already 8 million users. And what we did was integration. That's the main thing. So we have integrated the navigation into our core services. We have integrated it into our responsive sites where we have the usage today. So you could easily like search for a person, search for a company, click on Start My Navigation App, and then I switch over to the product and start doing that. Very easy form, and we see it's picking up really good. Because, as I said, at the end of the day, it's all about revenues and being relevant. And for the customer, of course, leads are relevant. We heard a little bit about statistics yesterday. Of course, that's important. We deliver statistics to our customers. We are very transparent on that. So what they see is like, how many have navigated to me? How many have searched for me? How many are looking for my company in the navigation application? So we can show that to our customers. We present the leads, so the relevance. And then we have the user as well. Without the user, all is nothing. We know that. But we see like the user is picking up very good. We have already six-digit download numbers. You see in the background how the usage is increasing. So it's working really nice. It's a really good new channel for us and also on the revenue side. So we are having users also generating new revenue streams. I mean, it's a classical. You take from the company, you launch 5 new products. You probably stop selling 7 other products because of the bandwidth problem. Here we generate also new revenues from the user, not cannibalizing on anything we had before. So we get more loyal users as well, something the user invests on, probably is not so likely to overgive very fast. They continue investing on that, which is very good with the in-app sales. So what's next? That's a big question. Yeah, Tesla is not next. Tesla is there. It's the same with the wearable, and we are looking, of course, into like, besides the navigation products, where can we leverage on other services in the same way, generating new revenue streams, generating more leads to our customers. And I like to sum up with a short promo video that we've done. We put on the site, we put on Facebook. We are using Facebook, of course, also to drive downloads, which is a very good promotion tool, actually. So let's start at looking at a short video, and then I guess some questions probably.
Sure.
That's a flower stall. Well, you still have to find your own love. We can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys want to sit? Want to stand?
Thank you.
You guys want to stand?
No, we can sit.
So tell us
fine.
how this partnership works. Tell us sort of what the business model is of this partnership. Tell us, you know, what you expect. Where do you expect it to go from here? What'd you learn in the process?
Yeah, we are started the partnership on the same level, so there's no. Oh, sorry. We have started our partnership on the same level, so it's.
Hold on. Okay, try it again.
Hello.
There you go.
We started on the same level, so we don't have a real elephant-mouse relationship. We have a relationship on the same quality and quantity, which is very good, and we just got started. So we are very good on what we're doing, I think.
So let's think about the value chain, and where do you each play in that value chain? So describe what your role is in that value chain.
Yeah.
You guys describe what your role is in that value chain.
I can start. We are, of course, we have the sales force, we have the users today that we can accelerate on. So we are selling the products, we are giving the user database to get the usage. And then we have Android.
Hold on. Go ahead. Well, go ahead, and then we'll go back.
Yeah, okay. We are a technology enabler. Okay, so we provide a service that is perfectly scalable. Okay, and of course we try to adapt our approach to whatever reality we have. So that's why we didn't launch one product within Eniro Group. We launched actually 5 products, and eventually all of them will follow some slightly different paths towards functionality, towards monetization.
And let's talk about that monetization. How much is it? I don't need to know how much you're each making, but what's the merchant pay, or who's paying? Merchant pays? Consumer pays?
Well, actually, it's both. Like, we have in-app sales where we are selling like speed cameras, maps for other countries, so we get like revenues from there. But then we have, of course, also the companies are paying. And to say it this way, in our partnership, nobody's going on a vegetarian diet.
So that means you're all making a lot of money. That's good. So high margin. Okay, questions from the audience. Kimberly, you got a question. Oh, you don't?
For once. No, I think it's...
So, could you develop a little bit better? Is it a freemium, also a freemium? It's a freemium app, right? And the partnership is what? A revenue share?
Yeah.
Revenue share arrangement.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We share the success and also the
load,
success,
yeah, okay.
It's the case.
The work. And then the advertiser has to pay specifically for this product or specifically. So your sales force calls them and say, well, do you want to have a special position in the recently launched Navigator? That's it.
Yes.
And there's a certain price for that.
Yes.
And so it's a new product. Forget what they have bought on your website or mobile and so on. Forget it. It's a new product. That's
Yes.
it. That's it. Okay. And then you share the revenues on that. And then what kind of the freemium is what to get the traffic where the user pays.
Essentially, to use the solution, the user pays 0.
Yes, but
Okay. So
the
if the
freemium-
user wants additional maps,
Exactly.
so I'm entitled to use the solution within the country it was deployed. If I want full South American maps, I will pay a certain amount of money with in-app. It's all usually not big enough. Let me tell you one thing that I didn't mention, because we have an hybrid approach. We are essentially different from Google Maps or iOS Maps. Not only because maybe we have more functionality within the software, but also because we don't rely on network connectivity to be able to route from point A to point B, okay? And this is essentially a very different experience from the one especially you get when you are traveling abroad or even within your own country, right? And you are from Brazil, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know. Okay. And so to get the premium buys what exactly in the case of the Eniro application, okay?
Okay, so the name freemium means free premium.
Yeah, I know,
premium
but
is
the
because we
premium-
are using premium
Yes, but
data.
what's the premium service? What comes
We are
on
talking
top?
about
The
new
Eniro.
maps and new coverage. We are talking about premium traffic coverage. For example, we use INRIX service that provides Mercedes, BMW, so it's not a crowded sourced traffic, which works when you have a lot of users like Waze. So it works well in the Bay Area, it works well in Los Angeles, but then you go to the, I don't know which state, you know, Alabama, and well, God knows.
Alabama.
God knows, right? So it's different. So we are using a consolidated traffic provider. We are talking about, for example, live traffic cams, all sorts of these services. Okay.
Okay, good. Thank you. I think everything's clear for me now.
Well, actually, I'm glad, because that's what I was thinking about, but I just did not ask it, so.
Last question, because I know we need to break up and move on to our breakout sessions. What's been the adoption curve for you guys on this? Sort of how fast are merchants getting involved and how fast are consumers adopting?
Well, you saw a little bit the slide in the background. It's continuously growing, and we launched first for the users after 3 months, but after 5 months we already had the products on the product. So it's emerging pretty fast, pretty well for us. And we are, of course, experimenting with new products, new service on that, especially location-based.
And by the way, I can add the following. So before the monetization started, which started last September, if I'm not mistaken, right? We started when we reached enough stickiness and active users to be able to show that to the advertisers and to justify the investment, let's
So
say.
you gave it away for
So
free
exactly, and still for free. And it will be for free forever.
to the consumer.
To the consumer,
Yeah.
exactly. So the whole point is that, yeah, we need to make money out of it, okay? But not only make money, we need to make the service relevant. And if it's relevant, it matters. So when we started monetization, we already had approximately 700K users, which is a lot for the markets that we are in. And the application was well rated, very well rated. So we are talking, this makes a lot of difference, because if you are not in the tops, you don't exist, as you know, right? So if you are in the tops with a rating average of 4.5 stars, people saying what they think about the application, what they think about the service, etc. Now, it makes a lot of difference.
All right, Kimberly?
Yeah,
We time
okay,
to move
yeah,
on?
I think we're
You
time to
gonna
move on.
repeat the operating structure?
Yes, I will, okay? In your folder, there's a piece of paper. Thank you very much, okay, guys, thanks. And